Here are the top stories for today, April 6, 2020. President Rodrigo Duterte is donating his one-month salary to raise the national government's emergency funds to fight COVID-19. Medical experts from China arrive in the Philippines to help the country curb the spread of COVID-19. DILG urges local government units to pass an ordinance requiring the mandatory use of face masks in public. And let us check out how media practitioners deliver timely information to the public amid the global pandemic. Good day, I'm Rom Dulfo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Our top story, President Rodrigo Duterte is donating his one-month salary to raise the national government's emergency funds allocated to curtail the spread of the coronavirus disease or COVID-19 in the country. Presidential spokesperson Sal Panelo confirmed that most members of the president's cabinet have pledged to cut 75% of their monthly salaries from April to December to help the government step up its fight against COVID-19. On Saturday, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles said majority of cabinet members have pledged to donate 75% of their monthly wages. Panelo said some cabinet secretaries have volunteered a salary deduction for the whole duration of the state of public health emergency. Assistant secretaries from his office have likewise committed to donate at least 10% of their income directly to the Office of Civil Defense or OCD this month. Panelo said the palace was also pleased to know that the two other branches of the government have their own program of helping the battle against COVID-19. President Duterte will decide whether he will approve of a possible 2-week extension of the Enhanced Community Quarantine or ECQ in due time. Presidential spokesperson Sal Panelo said the president recognizes that lifting the quarantine as scheduled on April 12 might wipe out the gains we have so far achieved in containing the virus. In a statement, Panelo said the president is all ears and eyes on this unfolding reality and expert opinions. He is evaluating the best option to take that will effectively ensure the success of the war against this faceless global enemy. He will make his decision in due time. Panelo's statement came after Peace Advisor Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. said the government is currently studying whether to extend the quarantine for another 15 to 20 days after its scheduled end on April 12. Galvez, who is the chief implementer of the National Task Force COVID-19, said it would be difficult to rush into normalcy only to revert to another lockdown if it turns out the infection rate continued to surge. He said the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases is expected to come out with its final recommendation to the President before April 14. DILG Secretary Eduardo Ano says the implementation of the Luzon-wide Enhanced Community Quarantine has been effective in limiting the spread of COVID-19. Ano said, had the lockdown not been imposed when there were only 49 cases reported, the number could have possibly ballooned to 20,000. Asked if the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases has recommended a possible lifting or extension of the Luzon-wide quarantine to President Duterte, Ano said there is a presentation from doctors and professionals belonging to the technical working group who will give their assessment and recommendation to IATF principals and to the President before April 14. He said the gains during the quarantine must be sustained to prevent a spike in COVID-19 cases, and for the reason, the IATF needs to be very careful in making a recommendation to the Chief Executive. Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo says he will support suggestions of his fellow lawmakers calling for the extension of the Luzon-wide Enhanced Community Quarantine for at least 2 weeks to contain COVID-19. In a statement, Go said he is in favor of extending the Enhanced Community Quarantine for a few more weeks until the number of COVID-19 cases starts to substantially drop. He said it would be best to extend the ECQ since the government has increased its capacity to conduct more COVID-19 testing. Go's colleagues in the Senate have recommended the extension of the ECQ, with Senator Sherwin Gatchalian saying the lifting of the quarantine on April 14 will undermine the reliability of mass testing results and would only accelerate the spread of the virus. Senator Joelle earlier said the extension is necessary due to the rising number of confirmed COVID-19 cases. The Department of Agriculture and the Labor Department provide financial assistance to beneficiaries who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, shipments at ports continue to pile up. More on this from Teresa Montemayor.
The Department of Agriculture on Sunday said it will distribute 5,000 pesos cash subsidy to 600,000 rice farmers to help augment their needs amid the enhanced community quarantine. The subsidy is part of the department's initiatives to assist small rice farmers who plant 1 hectare or less, located in 24 provinces not covered under the Rice Farmers Financial Assistance Program. Meanwhile, the Joint Task Force Coronavirus Shield on Sunday urged shippers and consignees to take advantage of the traffic-free and almost carless major thoroughfares across Luzon by releasing their container vans to decongest all the ports, especially in Metro Manila. Lieutenant General Guillermo Eleazar said the 30-day enhanced community quarantine imposed to contain COVID-19 is the most ideal time for shippers and consignees to bring their containers back to their warehouses. In coordination with the Department of Transportation and the Philippine Ports Authority, Eleazar assured unhampered movement of cargo trucks coming out of the ports, citing the existing protocol in handling cargo vehicles crafted by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Infectious Disease. In other news, close to 200,000 workers had received cash assistance from the government's assistance programs to mitigate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE, said about 622 million pesos in assistance funds had been disbursed to the beneficiaries of the COVID-19 Adjustment Measures Program, or CAMP, and the Tulong Panghanap Buhay sa Ating Disadvantaged o Displaced Workers, or Tupad Barangay Ko Bahay Ko program. Dole said it hopes to aid more than 350,000 formal and informal sector workers by the middle of the month. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Teresa Montemayor.
Still to come, medical experts from China arrive in the Philippines to help the country curb the spread of COVID-19. And a pastor in Cagayan de Oro faces rap for holding a mass gathering. More on these when we return.
Sa matinding laban natin sa Coronavirus Disease 2019, sugpuin din natin ang pagkalat ng fake news. Huwag magbahagi ng impormasyon na hindi tiyak ang pinagmulan. I-check mabuti ang source ng balita. Kumuha lamang ng impormasyon mula sa mga official channel ng Department of Health. Huwag magpadala sa maling balita, basta't sama-sama at laging handa. Kaya natin to. Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito. Tandaan ang tamang paraan ng paghuhugas at paglilinis ng kamay upang makaiwas sa iba't ibang karamdaman. Basain ng tubig ang mga kamay at sabunin. Unang sabunin ang mga palad at ang likod ng mga kamay. Kuskusin na maigi ang pagitan ng mga daliri at maging ang mga kuko. Isunod ang pagitan ng mga hinlalaki at kuskusin ng paikot ang mga dulo ng mga daliri sa magkabilang palad. Banlawang mabuti ang mga kamay sa malinis na tubig at patuyuin ang mga kamay gamit ang single-use towel o air dryer. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito.
You're still watching the PNA Newsroom. A group of Chinese medical experts arrived in Manila on Sunday to provide assistance to the Philippines as it continues to battle the coronavirus disease pandemic. Health Secretary Francisco Duque said the country's pool of medical professionals will hugely benefit from the experience of the 12-member team who took the heat of the pandemic. Duque said the Chinese experts started sharing their advice, including medical practices that help their country increase their number of recoveries. He said drugs like hydroxychloroquine and favipiravir or Avigan are seen to have effectiveness in treating COVID-19 patients. The Chinese medical experts will be visiting hospitals with the Department of Health to conduct training. Asked whether the team will join in the treatment, Duque said their task will be purely advisory and guiding how to improve or level up our COVID-19 response. Along with a team of experts, the Chinese airline also brought protective equipment to ensure that the lives of the frontliners are safe while they cure infected patients. China has donated 300,000 surgical masks, 30,000 medical N95 masks, 5,000 medical protective face shields, and 30 non-invasive ventilators. Davao City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte on Sunday hit a malicious photo showing his father, President Rodrigo Duterte, with some healthcare workers. Mayor Duterte said the use of the photo shows the desperation of anti-Duterte groups. Mayor Sara Duterte said it tastes poorly as the country is fighting against the spread of the deadly COVID-19 infection. It also shows their disrespect of the sacrifices of the healthcare workers who are on the front lines. She said the photo was taken early in March 2017 in Davao City when President Duterte visited a private hospital after his grandchild, Stonefish, was born. The photo has been going the rounds of social media and presented to appear like it was recently taken. She said this kind of political attack in this time of health crisis deserves nothing but outright rejection and condemnation. In Cagayan de Oro City, a pastor is now facing charges for holding a worship service attended by about 500 of his church members. Pastor Alfred Caslam of Zone 6, Barangay Kugman, was arrested on Sunday in defiance of the prohibition of mass gatherings and observance of physical distancing. Caslam was caught conducting service at the Word of God Spirit and Life Ministries. Among the church-goers were children, old people, and persons with disability. Caslam said he did not realize that church attendees would reach hundreds, adding that he was mindful of the city government directive on mass gathering and social distancing. He will be facing charges for violation of Section 9D of Republic Act 11332, otherwise known as the Mandatory Reporting of Notifiable Diseases and Health Events of Public Health Concern Act. Violation of the law is punishable by 1 to 6 months of imprisonment and fine not exceeding 50,000 pesos. Bishop Ruperto Santos of Balangan City, Bataan encourages the Roman Catholic faithful to use their free time from social distractions as a period of transition from praying collectively to praying alone. Bishop Santos said the period of solitude during the enhanced community quarantine will help one build an intimate, unique, and very personal relationship with God. He said that by nature, humans are sociable and love attending gatherings, but at this time, Catholics can truly gain from social distancing. The bishop asked Catholics to focus on positive things and opportunities to grow in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. He urged everyone to heed the call of the government for social distancing with the main goal of preventing further the spread of the coronavirus disease. Several cooperatives in Surigao provinces have committed to provide relief goods to households affected by the COVID-19 related community quarantine. More on this and other news from the provinces from Lead Cabagani.
3 cooperatives in the provinces of Surigao del Sur and Surigao del Norte have distributing food support to members affected by the 2019 coronavirus disease crisis. The Progressive Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Multipurpose Cooperative, the Uguban Multipurpose Cooperative, and the Elipa Multipurpose Cooperative are all assisted and part of the Agrarian Reform Beneficiaries Organizations of the Department of Agrarian Reform in Caraga Region. The DAR commended the co-ops for displaying the spirit of cooperation, which is said could inspire other farmers groups and cooperatives in the province. In Camiguin, stringent health protocols were imposed on Saturday evening after one patient tested positive for COVID-19, the first to be reported in the island province. Based on medical records, the patient is a 32-year-old female based in the town of Mahinog who contracted the virus when she attended a conference in Manila 21 days ago. Camiguin is under preemptive community quarantine from March 25 to April 14. In Pampanga, the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office has released 10 million pesos financial assistance to the Jose B. Lingad Memorial General Hospital to augment the latter's financial capability in catering to COVID-19 patients. The amount is part of the PCSO's 447 million financial grant to 81 government hospitals across the country. The PCSO assured it will ready to provide health and medical-related assistance. Meanwhile, the Ibalong Centrum for Creation in Legazpi City is now ready to admit patients under investigation for COVID-19 after being converted into the Legazpi City Quarantine Center. The facility, with a floor area of 3,000 square meters, has 44 cubicles and can accommodate up to 100 beds. The city government has earmarked 1 million pesos for the LGUs operation. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Lid Kabagan.
Up next, the DILG urges local government units to pass an ordinance requiring the mandatory use of face masks in public. And let us check out how journalists deliver timely information to the public amid the global pandemic. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Alamin kung paano ang tamang pagsusuot ng surgical mask. Una, hawakan ang mask sa strap at siguruhing natatakpan nito ang inyong bibig at ilong. Tandaan, ang may kulay na bahagi ng mask ang dapat nasa labas. Ito lamang ang tamang paraan ng pagsuot nito. Ihulma ang nose piece o maliit na metallic strip ayon sa hugis ng inyong ilong. Iwasan ang paghawak sa inyong ilong at bibig. Kung marumi na ang mask, hubarin ito gamit ang strap at itapon ito sa isang basurahan. Siguruhin ang maayos na paghuhugas ng kamay gamit ang sabon at tubig. Ang surgical mask ay dapat gamitin ng mga pasyenteng may sakit sa baga o mga taong mayroong ubo, sipon at lagnat, mga nag-aalaga sa mga may sakit, at mga healthcare at frontline workers. Maaari ring magsuot nito kung kayo ay pupunta sa matataong lugar. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP, at ng himpilang ito. Alamin ang tamang paraan ng pag-ubo upang mapigilan ang paglaganap ng Coronavirus Disease 2019. Ugaliing magdala ng panyo o tissue. Kung uubo o babahing, takpan ang buong ilong at bibig gamit ang panyo o tissue. Kung walang dalang panyo o tissue, maaaring gamitin ang braso na pantakip. Kung nakararamdam na kailangan umubo o bumahing, agad na dumistansya sa mga tao sa paligid. Huwag dumura kung saan-saan, gumamit ng tissue at itapon sa basurahan. Ugaliin ang paghuhugas ng kamay at paggamit ng alcohol o hand sanitizer upang mamatay ang mikrobyo. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP, at ng himpilang ito.
The Department of the Interior and Local Government urges local government units or LGUs to pass an ordinance requiring their constituents to wear face masks in public as a precautionary measure to combat the spread of COVID-19. DILG Secretary Eduardo Ano says the mandatory use of face masks in public can help in ensuring that people are not passing the virus around. He says that as the number of COVID-19 cases in the Philippines surges, LGUs must adapt and respond to the challenges posed by the pandemic. He says the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of the U.S. are mulling on changing their stand on the usage of face masks in controlling the coronavirus. WHO initially recommended that community-level usage of face masks is not encouraged, noting that it should only be worn by people with COVID-19 symptoms and healthcare workers. He says that a U.S. study prompted WHO and CDC's possible change of heart. He said the study suggests that droplets from coughs and sneezes could be projected further than originally thought, hence requiring people to wear face masks for some protection. A 31-year-old buko juice vendor and his family went viral on Facebook after responding to the bayanihan call by giving away eggplants and other vegetables to their community in Barangay Binalay, Malasiki, Pangasinan. Joelle Espinosa, popularly known as Erning Calabao on social media, said he and his family decided to donate their harvest to their community since a COVID-19 case has been confirmed. He notes that since the total lockdown in their community, they were unable to leave and there was no satellite market nearby to buy goods. Residents of their community picked the eggplants and other veggies in the Espinosa's 1.5-hectare field. Since his video went viral, overseas Filipino workers or OFWs have sent donations that have been used to buy rice and distributed it to the community. Espinosa appealed to the public to donate to their community. Espinosa's video drew 1 million views since it was uploaded on April 2 by his neighbor Osmundo Barbosa. Authorities in northern Mindanao under the COVID-19 task force are working on ways to deal with the effects of the pandemic. Aside from responding to medical concerns, efforts to sustain livelihood and assist residents are underway. More on this from Rechi Pakulba.
In responding to coronavirus disease or COVID-19 health and economic threats, the Northern Mindanao COVID-19 Task Force beefs up its strategies on social welfare, governance, and economic plans.
On April 2, 2020, the Department of Health Center for Health Development Northern Mindanao recorded a total of 321 persons under investigation or PUIs, with 49 PUIs still currently admitted. A total of 40 PUIs yielded negative COVID-19 test results and have been discharged. There are 59 PUIs who are currently undergoing home quarantine, while 165 PUIs have been cleared after completing their quarantine period. As of today, a total of 2 reported cases are positive for COVID-19. One case is from Region 10, and one is a captured case from another region, bringing a total to 5 positive cases from Region 10 and 10 positive cases from other regions.
Dr. Adriano Sobaan said they are currently working on the documentary requirements to establish a testing laboratory in the region, as well as they are tapping private laboratories who can provide the equipment needed to facilitate the test. There are also 131 facilities in the region which can be converted as isolation units that can handle 783 persons under investigation with mild to moderate symptoms. As part of the implementation of the Republic Act 11469 or the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act, the Department of Agriculture Region 10 continues the distribution of vegetable seeds with 300 packets amounting to 52,000 pesos to the Provincial Agriculture Office of Misamis Oriental. They also provide a 27-ton granola variety of potato seeds in the towns of Miarayon in Talakag and Imbayao, Malaybalay City of Bukidnon. Further, the 6,000 pesos assistance to individuals in crisis situation or ICs will be given outright to the beneficiaries through the local government units once the MOA is signed. The barangay LGUs will be the ones to distribute such to their constituents.
For the PNA Newsroom, Rechi Pakulba, Philippine Information Agency, Cagayan de Oro.
In our foreign news, the International Monetary Fund or IMF reports in a blog post that a new measure of global uncertainty around the coronavirus has surged to a record high. Hites Ahir and Davide Purzeri, officials at the IMF's research department, and Nicholas Bloom, a professor of economics at Stanford University, said as more countries impose quarantines and social distancing, the fear of contagion and income losses is increasing uncertainty around the world. As of March 31, the World Pandemic Uncertainty Index for 143 countries is 3 times the size of the uncertainty during the 2002-2003 SARS epidemic and about 20 times the size of that during the Ebola outbreak. They said increased coordinated action will be key to boosting confidence and providing stability to the global economy. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva said Friday that saving lives and protecting livelihoods ought to go hand in hand as the COVID-19 sweeps across the globe. With COVID-19 as the common invisible enemy, media workers join other frontliners as they fulfill their task to deliver timely information to the public. Reporter Michael Delizo admits he worries about his safety, especially knowing he might bring home the virus. For his part, PTV4 reporter Alan Francisco says recovering the pandemic has been challenging but fruitful. Alan and Michael elaborated the importance of media in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. He adds that media's role is vital in stemming misinformation about COVID-19 by delivering accurate and relevant reports to the public. Michael also stressed the media is needed during these times when other voices need to be heard. He says, aside from reporting the figures, the context of the story is important because people are not only numbers, but they also have voices and stories to tell. Take another look at today's biggest stories. President Rodrigo Duterte is donating his one-month salary to raise the national government's emergency funds to fight COVID-19. Medical experts from China arrived in the Philippines to help the country curb the spread of COVID-19. DILG urges local government units to pass an ordinance requiring the mandatory use of face masks in public. And let us check out how media practitioners deliver timely information to the public amid the global pandemic. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check more news content, check our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more news about the government, how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags on all our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know from PNA Newsroom. I am Rom Duofo. Good day.